Magandang gabi mga katribo. Magandang gabi mga katribo. Magandang gabi mga katribo. And magandang gabi sa ating mga sports fans. I'm back. I missed you guys. I know I missed the last episode, but now I'm here at the Athletes Tribune. Siyempre, mapapanood nyo kami sa lahat ng social media ng The Athletes Tribune. That's on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Ayan. And of course, on Twitter as well. We're giving updates on that as well. And I'm really, really excited for today since I debuted now my new hair. Kasi before, sa mga sports fans natin, sobrang blondie-blondie ako. But now, it's dark. So, sobrang feel ko lang siya for today's episode. But, again, this episode is not about me. It's all about your favorite athletes. And speaking of that, we have a guest for tonight. Syempre, sobrang excited ako because just like what I told her kanina before we started the show, I already met her during SEA Games and parang naging honor sa akin to be able to cover one of her games, swimming. O, ayan, binigyan ko na kayo ng clue kung sino yung magiging guest natin. But then again, of course, to everyone who's watching, please, you can share our latest episode on your social media feeds. And if you want more updates, you can follow us on social media as well. But now, hindi na natin patatagalin pa at ipapakilala ko na sa inyo ang ating special na bisita ngayong gabi. We have, of course, talagang award-winning to. She's a SEA Games gold medalist and more. Ayan, and ako kasi, eto, background lang guys, before nung bata ako, I trained for swimming. Diba? I trained, but I wasn't able to move forward. Ginawa ko siya because I am asthmatic during that time. And sabi nila swimming kasi is good, for the breathing and everything. So, I tried that but then pushed through na talagang karirin ko siya. But I feel like it's not really for me. But etong guest natin, para sa kanya talaga to. Kasi ang dami na niyang achievements and more. So, without further ado, let's give it up for our special guest, Miss Chloe Isleta. Ta-da!
Hi everyone! Thank you for having me.
Hello, Chloe. Nice to finally meet you again. Kagaya nga na sinabi ko, I met you way, way back. And kanina nga sinabi mo na it was already 3 years, which made me realize how time really flies, diba? Na ngayon, 3 years na pala yung SEA Games dito sa Pilipinas. But yeah, how are you? How are you so far? What's up with you? Anong mga ganap sa'yo?
Pretty good. I'm good, thank you. Actually, nagta-training na ako dito sa US preparing for World Cup tour. That'll be in Germany, Canada, and US, and it's short course meters. So I'm excited. That's the meet before UAAP, which is in November. So I'm very excited.
Yes, and we're all excited for what's in store for you, no? And syempre, ang dami mo nang na-achieve, not just for yourself, but with you representing our country. But I want to know, syempre, and all of our sports fans wants to know your background as well. How did you start with swimming? Is this like a family thing? Lahat ba kayo swimmers? Or it's just you that you love the water so much? Paano ka nagsimula?
So actually it's both. So first my ate, she started swimming. She found a flyer at school saying there was a swim club. So she joined. And after I saw her swimming, I was like, wow, I want to swim too. So I asked the coach, I said, can I swim? Can I swim as well? And he told me, no, you're too young. You can't swim. So I was like, fine. I'll be at practice every day in the where on the side where the stairs were, and I would swim back and forth there on the corner. And he goes, "Oh, fine, you're here every day. Just join the team." So I joined the team then, and I started competitively swimming after that.
Okay, so yeah, with both nga athlete, I feel like lahat ng athletes who are into water sports talagang it's not that easy, no? I felt like when I was trying to quote unquote trying to, to make it serious, to make it like a serious sport. There's something with athletes who are like into water sports talaga. So do you feel like there's any difference between you guys being involved in, swimming or like surfing than, the other, like, let's say team sports or whatnot? Do you think may like difference talaga?
I think there is definitely a difference because just with swimming, we also do dry land,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so different being in the water versus being on land because you could feel like you're doing something, but on the outside it looks so different. So that's why you have to look both outside camera work and inside the pool. Also, I definitely think it is we spend our time in the pool, if you think about it, looking at a black line for 2 hours. So so it is our mindset. We have to be, of course, other sports you have to be mentally strong, but just think other people will think it's boring just looking at a line, but we have to think of a lot of other stuff, technique,
Yeah.
race strategy, and other things. So yeah, there's definitely some differences between water sports and land sports.
Okay, but now can you take me back during that time that you decided na parang, okay, I think swimming is really something that I can do professionally. Is there like a eureka moment, like a realization na parang, okay, parang I really want to compete, I really want to do this for a long time? Can you take me back during that time na yan, naisip mo na, okay, I want to compete, I want to make my country, my family proud with this sport?
I think it, of course, slowly developed. First, I just started it for fun. And I think once I started actually being more serious and looking at videos of swimming, studying swimming, and applying it, that's when I started to really fall in love and want to be better at the sport. And once when I saw improvement, lots of improvement in my swimming, and I said to myself, wow, I think I can be possibly a competitor in this sport. And alam mo naman dati, my mom, she was a swimmer too. So, but actually not as competitively, but so I was like, wow, I think again it runs in the family. So maybe I can be something in the professional level. So then I started competing more internationally, and that's what started the passion for swimming.
And I ask you that because for sure we have a lot of sports fans who are, still figuring it out, especially sa mga aspiring athletes natin. So I always ask that na how did you start and what made you decide to do it professionally? Because of course we want to inspire all of our sports fans na, you know, uh, it's all about the hard work and I guess patience also because hindi naman siya overnight, 'di ba? When you improve at a certain thing. So again, it's really inspiring to hear your answers. But now let's move on to more of our questions for Chloe. So ito naman, I would like to ask, what's it like competing in, such international competitions like SEA Games? I saw you there, SEA Games, and yeah, the ASEAN University Games. So how is it different? Or let's say you competing, of course you started out with local competitions and then now internationally, so how's the experience with that naman?
I think it's definitely different. The atmosphere, sea games. There's more eyes on the country, you, and I think in that point on the outside it's very different, but on the inside for myself, I try not to think of it as, oh my god, this is such a bigger meet, because then you get nervous and then you start putting a lot of pressure on yourself. So I just think of it as another opportunity for me, hopefully getting a best time, improving myself. And if you just focus on that, trust your training, I think hopefully, your outcome and your goals will show in the competition.
Ayan. And speaking of goals, do you have this like certain goal aside from you, of course, competing with our country? For sure, you have your swimming idols, right? And I feel like siguro naisip mo rin during your competing na maybe in the future I'll get to meet my swimming idol. And I feel like it kind of happened because you met Akiko Thompson during your SEA Games win. So how is it like? I mean, it's Akiko. I mean, I'm not really into wala talaga akong alam when it comes to like a swimming because I only covered like basketball and volleyball for such a long time. But Akiko is like a household name. So how was it meeting her?
It was surreal. It was amazing because backstroker din siya. So
Same.
we're the same. Oh my god. And it's again, we both won in the 200 backstroke. So again, I was just, when I met her, I was like, okay, don't say something weird. Don't say something out of the ordinary. So I was like,
Like,
okay,
ano,
just talk about
you're
swimming.
parang starstruck fan ka talaga.
Yes, I was like, just talk about swimming. You know about swimming. Just talk about that. So then I would just talk about. I asked questions about her journey, what she went through, and her mindset, and everything she dealt with as being a swimmer. And the more I got to talk to her, the more I felt more comfortable because she's just a real person, and she's so down to earth. And I just that my love for her as a swimmer even grew even more.
Okay, so you've told me that Miss Akiko Thompson has shared the things that she had to deal with when she was still competing. But can you share us those moments? Na, what are the things that you have to deal with during your whole swimming journey, even until now? Because I'm sure it's not that easy. It's not a piece of cake. For sure, you have quite a lot of experiences na parang it needs a little more patience on your side. So can you share us some?
Oh yes, of course. So before, I think anyone can relate. You can have a mental block. You can have a lot of doubts of yourself. Should I continue doing this? I don't see improvement. Because for me, it took me 5 years to drop time in any event. And that's really hard, no? Because you're training every day, making sacrifices every day, and you don't see that outcome. And that can be very hard for you. And 5 years, it's so long. So I thought of it as not looking at the past and just comparing my times. It was okay, I'm just gonna start from here, from this meet. Okay, what do I need to improve on in that event? Not looking at times, just technique wise or performance wise, what do I need to improve on? And then so each meet, I started to fix at least one thing in each
Mhm.
event. And
Right.
then eventually at SEA Games, everything that I practiced, those little details, every step came together, and I was able to drop time. I was able to perform my best. And I think that's what it is. It's patience. And those little steps make a huge difference.
Yes. And so to all of our sports fans, you have to take note of that. Syempre, it's not competing or reaching for each goal is not easy, diba? It will take patience, time, and hard work to be able to achieve that. And I feel like yun talaga yung message na sinabi ni Nico with the answer. So, ito naman, recently I think parang you were not being able to compete in the recent FINA Worlds in Budapest. Is that correct? And so how
Yes.
are you, but with that, despite that, what or how are you staying in peak form during, your future tournaments?
I'm definitely, from Worlds until now, I think keeping my mindset on just focusing on my swimming, because again, you can get distracted by a lot of other things, and that can take a toll on your mental health,
Mm-hmm.
your performances. So I just wanted to do me. I just want to do, because I swim because I love it. And if my story can help other people, then that's even a bonus. So again, I think people are like, whoa, like, after what happened, and you performed so well at ASEAN Games, are you trying to prove something? And I go, no, really, I just wanted to improve myself. I wanted to see what I can do after SEA Games, because SEA Games is also next year, next SEA Games. So of course I want to prepare for that. And again, everything is just trying to improve myself and push myself to the limit, to my, how do I say this, to, I guess, to my limit, and see where how far I can go.
I think with that, diba, for example, we reached a certain goal. I think it's really important to not just stay there and basically stay in your comfort zone with how our, of course, yung mga ginagawa natin, like with you, sports, swimming, and with me, the media, parang we always feel like we have to discover, or we discover more of our potential. It's not just dahil we are now here, you're now like an Olympian, and ako, I'm now here in the media. Parang we have to stop there. I feel like we really have to make ways on how to improve. And it's really surprising that sometimes there are things that we felt before that we can't do, but now we're doing it. So it's a great feeling, diba? Ayan, so ngayon naman, I would like to ask that, have you met Kyla Sanchez? Have you?
Not yet.
No,
Not yet.
but what are your thoughts with having like another world class swimmer in your circle or in your team? But I believe, di ba, parang teammates na kayo na? Is that correct?
I haven't met her yet. I'm assuming that in the future I will.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, if she's able to help a lot of the swimmers in the Philippines with more than just, technique, and because I think the important thing is helping our younger generation, our grassroots swimmers, because they are the future of our swimming. So as international level swimmers, I think our job is to make sure that the younger generation is better than us, because again, we want our sport to grow. So if we as swimmers can do that for the younger generation, I think that's amazing.
All right. So, again, to all of our sports fans, this is just the first part of our interview with Chloe. We'll get to hear more from her, more of her stories, and more things about her personal, I guess. Let's see later. Fast talk tayo. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But get to know Chloe more in the next part of our interview with her here on the Athletes Tribune. So we'll have a short break for now, but we'll be back, so stay tuned.
Mga impormasyong direktang makukuha mula sa sources at diretsahang usapan. Yan ang hatid namin sa inyo sa programang Straight Talk. Samahan niyo kami sa makabuluhang talakayan tuwing Martes alas 10 ng umaga sa official Facebook page ng Daily Tribune at sa Tribune Now sa YouTube. Hi katribu! Tara na't makiisa at matuto sa public service programs na hatid ng Daily Tribune. Tuwing Lunes, 1:00 ng hapon, nandyan ang Kalingang Katribu Usapang Business para magbigay sa inyo ng tips at inspirasyon sa pagpapaandar ng sarili niyong negosyo. Sa Miyerkules naman, samahan niyo si Cory Quirino tuwing alas 3:30 ng hapon para sa Usapang Health at Wellness sa Be Well Now. Mapapanood niyo ang mga to sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Magandang gabi mga katribo. Magandang gabi mga katribo. And of course, we're back here on the Athletes Tribune with our special guest, Miss Chloe Isleta. Hi, Chloe. Yeah, okay, she's back. So, okay, so to more of our questions for you. I think we've talked about this, but ikaw ba, how do you keep yourself motivated? Especially, of course, there are swim meets or there are games that you feel like you didn't give your 100% best. And I think it's normal. But how do you stay grounded, and how are you able to keep yourself motivated during those times?
Yeah, it's definitely, you'll have a lot of those moments because again, it's very time based. If you look outside, it's very time based. So again, I think I just focus on my training, what I need to improve, and what keeps me motivated is that I have goals. I have these big goals and I have small goals. So those small goals are little steps to help me achieve that big goal. And again, there's if you don't make that time, it's like, okay, well, what else can I do to improve? So there's so many options, and I think that helps me to be motivated. And plus my family and my teammates and all the support I've been getting, and that I think that is what helps me.
Okay. And yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Siguro not just with sports, but whoever is going through like a tough phase when it comes to reaching their goals, 'di ba? Parang I think, yeah, again, it's all about hard work and patience. I think patience plays a really big part, especially in what we do. And to every, especially those who are young, because I feel like I'm not speaking to like the younger people or the younger generation for today, but I feel like, sometimes yung patience is medyo maiklad, diba? Because they want things to happen instantly. But I feel like we all need to learn, even with me, for myself, I really have to learn like the art of patience. I feel like ganun. Yeah, so eto naman, is there other recent tournaments that you've joined also? While training?
Actually, the only tournaments that I've been in recently were SEA Games, and
Mm.
then PNAG, tapos CN University Games. And I think those are the only ones that I've been recently, but the upcoming for the end of the year, it would be World Cup Tour, UAAP whoop whoop, and then and possibly Worlds.
Okay, so I will be talking about the World Cup Tour and UAAP later on. But can you just share us, do you have any memorable experience with any of the competitions that you joined? Like, or like a funny memory that you won't forget. Ayan, parang syempre it's not all about work. There's times na yun, 'di ba? May mga kuwela or may mga funny moments din. So maybe you would love to share it to us, especially now here in the Philippines kasi it's a bit gloomy, so we need something na matutuwa kami or matatawa kami. So maybe you could share that.
Yeah, I oh my god, I have so many. But
Go. We're here
I'll think
to
of
listen.
I'll think of one. Um I think so. Oh, I forgot. I think it was Philippine Nationals. Um, before, so you warm up, and then you have to go to the ready room. I think 10 minutes before, around 10 minutes before you race, so you can check in, sit down, and then you walk out to swim your event. So for me, I warmed up. I started walking to the ready room, and before you get in the ready room and check in, they check your suit to see if it's FINA approved. You'll have a sticker on the back.
Oh my
And I turned,
god. They have to
yes.
like, oh, I didn't know that. Okay, interesting. Okay.
So they look at the sticker on the back because racing suits have the stickers if it's competition approved. And my sticker fell off. So I didn't have one. So they said you can't swim. You have to change suits. And I
Mhm.
was like, oh no. Oh wait, this wasn't Philippine Nationals. This was 2019 SEA Games
Okay.
prelims, I think.
Oh my god, okay.
And so I had to change suits, and I had 10 minutes before my race. So I wore a ripped suit. It was competition, it was FINA approved, but it had a huge rip on the side. I had to change so fast, and I ran back to the ready room. And when I walked out, there was this lady that was like, why does she have a huge rip on her suit? So I had to tell them the story after, but that was, I think, before I think my 200 IM.
So
But yeah, that was a
Clark.
funny experience.
This happened in New Clark.
Yes.
Okay, but well, I feel okay. So you sorry. Ayan, so at least the good part is, I mean, you were able to explain what happened after, 'di ba? And like it's an accident naman, so I think it's good. But yeah, I can feel like medyo natawa ka sa experience mo na 'yon. Ayan. But are you your personality ba with that? You just whenever there are those kind of instances or experiences, are you the type of person that you just shrug it off or you just laugh at yourself? Because sometimes people are taking themselves too seriously and they will suck it in for quite a long while. But with you, are you the type na you laugh yourself through it? Kasi ako ganun ako. Like, if ever madapa ako, yung mukha ko somewhere, or whatever na nakakahiyang nangyari, I just laugh it off eh. How about you? Are you like that?
Pretty similar. At first, when they told me, I go, huh? And like, you have to change. I go, I raced in 10 minutes. And they go, you have to change. I go, okay, I have to time myself so I can run. Then after my race, I started laughing about it. Yeah, I think in the ready room, because there's some people with different race strategies before going into their event. And there's some people who are quiet. There's some people who, listen to music and just sit to themselves. For me, I listen to music, but I talk to other people. And it's more like fun because I feel like if you are too stressed, you put so much pressure on yourself. So when you have fun in the competition, it's like I feel like you will improve more and you make a lot of friends when you're there. So I love talking to other people during being in the ready room.
I know, so I was about to ask you kasi, do you have any rituals before you race? But I think you kind of answered that already. You're really into talking to people in your ready room. But so ano ka talaga, Chloe? Like, you're an extrovert, or do you consider yourself like that? Or it's a balance? But there are there are moments that you feel like you just really wanted to be on your own or to be alone before you race, or you're the type na parang, okay, I just really need to talk to someone. I really need to like release everything before I race.
I think I'm an introvert extrovert, if that makes sense. I'm
I don't know
both.
if there's such a term. If there's a combined term with that, but yeah, I get you. So okay.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely that. So I think outside of competition, I will be, a little bit introverted. I'm more I sometimes it depends. It really depends. Sometimes I keep to myself sometimes, but if it's needed in a swimming session and I want to, help other people, make sure they're doing okay or comfortable, then I'll probably talk more. But in the ready room, I think at first I will be, sit down, calm myself down before my race. But then I'll start talking to other people if they're okay with it. Because again, everyone has different rituals. So if someone else starts talking, then I'll talk to them too. But then right when I'm walking, it's straight face and it's go time. So it's serious. So it's both. I go quiet and then I talk and then I'm serious.
So parang ang dali mag-change ng mood mo, or like parang ganun, like mood when it comes to like whenever you're in competitions, ha, not in outside of like the swimming kaya talagang if it's game time, and when you could make friends or like make chika, and because I think some athletes, I've talked to some athletes, they're also like that. But I think it's really important naman na if it's game time, it's really game time, diba? And the focus is like the competition. So for ako, I've talked to during the SEA Games when I covered it kasi, yeah, I told you I've talked to you there, and I've talked to most of the swimmers during that meet also. But are there are there any memorable like matchups naman with another swimmer that you cannot forget, or it would ever stick with you for like a long time? Like just the memory. Yeah.
For swimming or like outside, like swimming, like in the athlete village, in the athlete village.
Maybe can you swimming muna, and then the next is yung outside. That's the first time I heard that outside meron ka ring mga ganap, so I would like to know more about that. But for now, sige, like in the swimming meets with the competitions, is there like a memorable athlete that you were able to face also during those competitions?
I think a memorable moment. I have one for 2019 and one for 2021. For 2019, I guess they were both in the same event too. For 2019, in the 100-meter backstroke, I got second, and Jasmine Alcalde got third.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
was nice to see both of us there together. It was just an amazing experience because you got two Filipinas to be able to podium. And I think that was memorable for me. And also for 2021, it was the same. We got second and third. And that was our goal. We Jess Jeriani and I said, hey, come on, we can both podium. We have a chance to both podium. That will be our goal. And we both did. And that was something, again, very, very memorable. I think on screen, you see me like jump over the other lane to hug her because I was so proud of her for being able to get third.
So I feel like this is like a proof, ladies and gentlemen, that manifestation actually works. I feel like you're really manifesting for it. You were praying for it. Are you also the type who's like that? Na aside from hard work, you know, I feel like I got this. I feel like I'm gonna get it. And there are also those moments na para okay, I needed to work on a little bit more and maybe next time I should improve. Are you like that? Kasi para I feel like yun nga sa SEA Games when you told me that story. Para it worked out well in your favor during that time. Mm-hmm.
I think I definitely do both, the manifesting and the goals. I think to be able to say it out loud, these goals, that's important. That's the first step. Second is, okay, that is your goal. How are you going to get there?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did. Actually, it's so weird because last year, so a year before SEA Games for 2021, since I experienced 2019 SEA Games,
Mm-hmm.
I remembered almost every day. Okay, so there's this thing that my ate and I did ever since we were younger. So this is just like a little fun thing. So whenever we enter a tunnel, if we drive through a tunnel, we hold our breath and we wish something. So that's what we've been doing when we were kids. And so recently, when I would drive to work or practice, I would always enter this tunnel. So every time I'd go through it, I'd be like, okay, my goal is to maybe one day get gold at SEA Games. I drove there every day, maybe sometimes twice a day. And of course, I had a plan of hopefully someday getting it. And eventually at 2021 SEA Games, it happened. And I go, wow. So that was something. So I think having those both, manifesting and figuring out how you will get to that goal, I think those two are needed.
Yes, all right. So, and this is another tip to everyone who's watching, and of course, kasi parang I think all of the people now were really into. I think especially after the pandemic. Well, nasa pandemic pa rin tayo until now. I don't want to say now we're already safe and everything, but I think everyone is into manifesting. I've heard a lot of things about that. Na parang, oh, manifest time, manifest, and I think and what we're experiencing now, parang it's so big, no? Everyone's big on manifesting and everything. So parang not to think na I feel like even before pre-pandemic sana we were able to do that so that we were able to clear all of our goals on also and know how to reach those goals. But uh I just want to ask also, this is like not really related to swimming. So you've been there for like a month na? A month na, 'di ba? Tama ba? For training. But do you have your free time there? Whenever you train, you have your free time. Meron bang
Yes,
ganun?
sometimes I do. I think it's needed because I swim, and then I'm also taking my masters, and it's a lot going on. I think before I had a full-time job, so it was very a compact schedule. But yeah, I try to make some time to have free time because I think that's needed, especially if you want to have a good mental health.
Okay. So, ito naman next naman kasi parang I realized maybe I asked you it na kanina. I was supposed to ask any like upcoming swim meets you plan to join, and am I right? It's the pinaka goal now is the UAAP and the World Cup tour. So how's your preparations lang for both tournaments as of now?
I think it's very I think it's going very well. I'm definitely um, made some adjustments to my training. I feel like there were a lot of improvements that I could have done last year, and I'm trying to fix that this year. See what I need to do, and actually, for the past month or couple months, I was training with the DLSU team, so that was nice. I got to meet a lot of everyone, how they train, talk about goals, and hyping up UAAP. So that's definitely very exciting.
And now we're talking about the UAAP. It is set to open in November. I think in November or next month. I think for the basketball, I think team sports are next month, if I'm correct. And then swimming is November. I guess. I hope I'm right. But how hopeful are you that swimming could actually be included this year? Or baka I'm not updated, included na siya talaga. Can you tell us like the news or something?
Yeah, so like the date when it will be, or like the events, or
Yeah.
what do you want to know?
Okay, about swimming particularly, because I feel like basketball we're all updated that it's gonna be next month. But with swimming, kasi I think during the last season, wala siya eh, diba? It's all of team sports now. So now, and of course, you are gonna be with the LSU. So Green Archer. Green Archer. I don't know ano bang pangalan ng team pag swimmer sa Lasal. What's your team? What's the name of your team?
Green Archers.
Green Archers din. So Green Archer ka talaga. So I feel like when you're talking about UAAP, even kanina, parang you felt really, really excited. Can you explain us why? Kasi of course, you're into international competitions now, but I feel your excitement playing in the or swimming in the UAAP. So yeah, can you share us that experience, the process now, what's happening? Those that you can disclose, of course.
Oh yeah. Oh, Green Tankers pala. Sorry. There's a club team, Green Archers. So I go, oh, Green
Green
Archers. So
Panthers. Okay. Cute. All right.
okay, so yes,
Okay.
I'm so excited. Again, the team has told me that there's going to be drums, there's going to be a lot of hype, and even in at SEA Games for 2021, there wasn't, drums, there were music, but I told them, what, especially with drums, you feel the not pressure, but the adrenaline. So I'm excited for that. And they have told me some possible events that I might be swimming at UAP. And I again, it's very open. They said I could be swimming different events, I could be swimming certain events. And yeah, I think they're excited to see what the whole team can do together, especially with our new mindset, our new training. And I think everyone is having just, I think, excited to be able to have UAAP again,
Yeah. Okay. So, how's your experience during the first time that you met your teammates? I feel like, is it online? Online kayo nag-meet? Like you met all of them online first? Or you've met them before you went there?
First, it had to be online. We did dryland training online. Everything was online because it was during very like pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic. So we did a lot of training together online. We talked online. We had our group get-togethers online. So
But
yeah, we would like
you've met them na? You've met them personally?
yes, I
Okay.
have. I've met everyone personally, and again, it felt like we've known each other for a while because we've talked online for the past year. So when we got to meet each other in person, it was so natural, and it really felt like a family. They took me in, and I felt very blessed to be part of this team.
So what are the things that you're looking forward to once your season with DLSU Tankers starts na? What do you look forward in the competition, or like the with the experience of you being with De La Salle University?
I think I'm excited to be able to finally compete with my family, because again, we've had separate meets, when we would go to one meet and then sometimes we'd be separate and I'd go to a different meet, but we are representing the school together as one. And that's what I'm excited for because we all know each other's personal goals and our team goals. And being able to see that in person in this big meet is something that I think a lot of us are looking forward to.
Okay. And of course, we are looking forward to that as well. Since ako personally now, since I see how excited you are, for sure everyone who's watching this are really excited to see you. This time, of course, UAAP, you know how big UAAP is here in the Philippines. Diba? But also, speaking of UAAP, aside from, of course, you have your own sport, which is swimming. Do you watch other sports also?
Actually, so not as much. so, but actually, okay. So at ASEAN University Games, the volleyball court was right next to the pool, literally like 10 seconds walking distance. So the first time I was able to watch men's volleyball, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't know much about the sport, but I I loved it. I loved the intensity of the game, and I hope I'll be able to watch other sports. And because we all know as athletes, as people, that we all train very hard for what we love to do, and
Mhm.
being able to see that competition and that outcome is very exciting. So I would love to watch more of other sports.
What you haven't tried to do other sports aside from swimming also? Or you've
I
tried
have.
it? Oh, still.
I was a basketball player.
Wait, what? Okay, so when was this? You have to make kwento. Okay, so you're also a basketball player. Wait lang. Wait lang. Okay, so when was this?
I was God, I was very young. I think I was around probably 10 or younger. I can't remember, but I was also a basketball player and a swimmer back in the day. Oh, wow, back in the day.
In the day?
so
Oh, so back in the day. Kailan ka back in the day? Okay.
and then so but then I realized it was very hard doing two sports at the same time. I wanted to give 100% to at least one sport. But so basketball, I wasn't too bad, but I'm very short as a swimmer, so I don't think basketball would have been good for me. And as I got older, my running has declined, so I'll stick with swimming.
So, swim na lang tayo. Swim na lang
Swimming na
after
lang.
well, there are things that well, maybe some things are not really meant to be, but I think with this one swimming, you are better off with it, and you are achieving a lot. So we're also happy to always to also see that experience or that journey of yours, and of course, thank you for sharing it to us today. But before we leave, we'll be having a short break as we'll get to know more of you personally this time after this. So stay tuned.
Hi katribu! Tara na't makiisa at matuto sa public service programs na hatid ng Daily Tribune. Tuwing Lunes, alauna ng hapon, nandyan ang Kalingang Katribu Usapang Business para magbigay sa inyo ng tips at inspirasyon sa pagpapaandar ng sarili niyong negosyo. Sa Miyerkules naman, samahan niyo si Cory Quirino tuwing alas 3:30 ng hapon para sa Usapang Health at Wellness sa Be Well Now. Mapapanood niyo ang mga to sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Magandang gabi mga katribo. And we're back here on the Athletes Tribune, still with our guest, Miss Chloe Isleta. And she's back. Ayan, she's back. Okay, so before we part ways, ito sobrang fun questions lang because di ba I asked you kanina na if you get to rest. So, ito, what do you do during your spare time? What is your hobbies naman outside of swimming?
Sleeping. so
I love sleeping. Like, I can sleep anywhere.
Me too. Oh my god. Even at the airport, I can sleep anywhere. But yeah, so when I'm tired, definitely sleep. But for fun, I really like playing the ukulele. I have one there. I try to love to learn instruments. I
You're into
love
music
drawing,
pala?
anything artistic.
You're
Oh no,
into
sorry.
you're into music?
Oh,
Or
I love music. It's definitely, I think music's so important in swimming or in any sport in life actually. Music
that's
can
true.
determine like your mood, and if you're upset, you can listen to music. If you're happy, listen to music. And I love just learning new instruments, and I think it's really good for you to step out of your comfort zone and try something new.
True.
And yeah, I love the artistic side. So I love the sport, but I love to do artistic things as well.
It's so refreshing to know that, 'di ba? Na you're into music. So maybe we'll mag-abang kami sa social media mo. Maybe you'll upload covers soon, or maybe I'll follow you on Instagram right after this. I'll check if baka may mga covers
Oh,
ka na.
I do have. I do
And then I
have.
will
I
share it.
have.
This needs to be shared. All right. So again, Chloe, thank you so much for being here with us. I know that you've been really, really busy, but you took your time to talk to us, and your fans and all of the sports fans are really, really happy that you're here with us tonight as well. So before we end the show, maybe you have messages or you would like to greet someone also. Now is your chance.
Oh, thank you. Um, First, thank you to you guys in the Daily Tribune to have me. Again, I had a very fun time. Again, it feels like it doesn't feel like work. It just feels like, we're chit-chatting, getting to know each other, and it's just so fun. And I love it. And hopefully we can have more soon in the future. And to the DLSU team, if you're watching, hey, I hope you're having fun. I miss you guys, and I'll be back soon. And to my coaches, thank you. I will also be back soon, getting ready to train. And my mom, my dad, my family, my friends, and just thank you again for always being with me, helping me on my journey. And thank you so much.
All right. And Chloe, again, we would like to extend our gratitude, of course, the whole Daily Tribune family for being here with us. It's an honor for me. Again, I was really, really excited to be able to talk to you like this now. And I learned a lot from you as well, and especially all of our viewers. Especially you're such an inspiration to everyone, and thank you for sharing your journey and your story with us tonight. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, we had Chloe Isleta for tonight's the Athletes Tribute episode. Thank you so much, and we'll see you all again next week for another exciting episode of the Athletes Tribune. So please do share the episodes on your social media accounts, and please do not forget to follow us as well. Again, my name is Nikki Viola, your host, and I'll see you next week. Bye!
We would like to thank the following: Araneta, Pag-ibig, SM Supermall, Veteran, Divina Law Offices, ICTSI, Xlog, Globe, Kia, PLDT, Cherry, Tanawan, Prime Homes, RLC, Pure Gold, Meralco, and SM Retail.